YouTube Nation, Main Event TV, aka me TV, aka, oh, you mad? You mad, NHL fan check, because I unfollowed you on Twitter, so you gonna send me messages? Mad? Alright, you know what? I'll talk about that later. Before I get to that, though, I do want to start today's show off with a couple of you guys have asked me to talk about more boxing. And for those who didn't know that happened earlier this week, Floyd Mayweather Jr. once again comes out, but this time he addresses you critics who say that he's dodging Manny Pacquiao.
You're an American, right?
Yeah.
I'm an American. I was in the Olympics. I represent the red, white, and blue. You know what the American rights should say? Well, why is this guy that's from another country who come over here and make money and take it back to his country? But once again, I'm feeding American citizens every day. All I ask is give a little blood, give a little urine. That's a crime.
Are you that convinced that Manny Pacquiao is juiced that you will never fight him?
Can I ask you a question? Where was Manny Pacquiao at in 96? He was a pro before me. What was he at in 97? What was he at in 98? What was he at in all these years? I'm saying.
So you are convinced?
I'm just saying. I'm just asking a question. That's all I'm doing is asking a question. Come on, now this is basic common sense now.
I remember you as an Olympian at 125 pounds.
And guess what? It took me years to get to here. Years. And guess what? It took me years to get here. You go back and look at the pictures. At first his head is small, and then his head all of a sudden just grew. Come on, man, stop. Stop this, man. Come on, man. This shit's so easy. Man, Ray Charles can see this shit. Come on now. Come on, man. I told you this basic common sense. Go look at the pictures. Y'all gonna tell me this man's head didn't get bigger? This man probably went from a 7 1/4 to an 8. In a hat, a fitted hat. And you gonna tell me this is all natural? Come on, man, stop this. I'm going up in weight, but I ain't just walking through no damn fighters. I ain't just walking. This 106 now he decided just walking through Cotto. Come on, man. And Cotto, everybody else Cotto hit, he getting up out of. Cotto can't knock down Mosley, but he can. Come on, man. This makes sense, man. And guess what? This is how this world is, man. You got writers just like this. Like, no, Floyd is scared. No, Floyd cares about his family. Floyd is smart. At the end of the day, Floyd is smart. You know what I'm saying? My health is important. My health is more important than money. They can take all the money. My health is more important. If they say, Floyd, you know what? You can live a healthy life like you is right now, or you got to walk with a limp, or you got to walk bent over for the rest of your life, but you have a lot of money, I say take it all back. And y'all know this. Y'all know this is y'all know it. And y'all know it. Y'all just, people just say, yo, look, we don't give a if he taking it or not. We don't give a we just want to see the fight. We don't care. We don't give a about your health. We don't give a about your family. All we care about is our own family. Well, no. I care about my family. I love my family. Because they're going to be there when nobody else is there. Because when my career is over, y'all moving on to the next, and y'all writing a story about the next. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, hey, man.
You don't think, well, I'm scared, I'm a coward? Well, guess what? I'm a rich scared and coward. I'm a rich coward. And if that's the case, if I'm scared, I'm a coward, why y'all want to watch me? I don't want to watch no coward. I don't want to watch nobody that's scared. And y'all know for a fact I ain't scared. And y'all know that.
Now, about his statements, there's some things that I agree with, and there's a lot of things I heavily disagree with. Okay, first off, Floyd, you can't tell Manny what to do with his money, all right? Nobody tells you what to do with your money, right? You go and buy exotic cars and carry on. No one tells you about your money. Am I correct? Okay, then. So you can't all of a sudden tell Manny, oh, he's taking it back to his country. Saying that is opening up a big can of worms to every boxer who does not live here and takes their money back. You can't do that. No, you can't. Floyd, no. All right, you're wrong. All right, that's number one. Number two, when Floyd talks about Manny and how big his head is, become, you need to have some proof that his head has grown, okay? Number one, naturally, your head's going to grow anyway. But if his head has grown to a large amount, then you need to have proof. And I say this for people who will say, well, Manny's head didn't grow, he's just lying. Look, if they use the same excuse for Barry Bonds, that's right, when he was juicing, and like I said, you can't sit here and say that it's good for Barry and not for Manny. All right, but Floyd has to provide proof if he's going to go that route. That's how I feel, all right? So I do agree slightly, but he needs to have proof. He doesn't have me 100%. You get what I'm saying? Now, let's move on to the next thing, all right? Because he talks about his health. Now, I absolutely don't agree with this, all right? He talks about his health. Look, when you're in a boxing match or just sparring, or like say, take someone who's boxed, not the rest of these idiots out here who just talk about it, all right? You're putting your health at risk every time. All right, I don't care how much sparring you do, you're still putting your health at risk. When you're training, you put your health at risk. You get what I'm saying? So for him to say it's a health issue, no, it's not, as far as I'm concerned. You know the risk when you're getting in the ring. So I'm not trying to hear that. If it was a health risk or issue before, you wouldn't have been boxing this long. You get what I'm saying? So I definitely understand, where he's trying to say, but I feel he's wrong in that, in that instance. Now, I want to move on because he goes on to talk about how Manny just mows down competitors. And you know what? That is interesting. That is interesting because he knocked down Mosley, but Cotto couldn't knock down Mosley. And that's very interesting because Cotto is a hell of a lot stronger than Pacquiao. All right? He is. There's no doubt about it. If you watch Cotto, you watch Pacquiao, Cotto is definitely stronger. All right? But you know what? I'm not going to get in that. That's argumentative for a lot of people. What I do agree with him with is about the fans and the media. I do agree because how many times I've been doing videos about this, and I've said in the last video I did, about this, I said it's not about what side you're on at this point. It's not. And people still try to make it about what side you're on. They came in, oh, you're for him, and it's not about that. You guys just want to see a fight, and it's garbage, all right? If they can't get it done, then guess what? Oh, well, they can't get it done. It's like you just want to pick sides to keep this drama going. That's what it is. And, of course, it doesn't help any what Floyd is saying to keep it going, but you guys should know better by now. This is what Floyd does to sell tickets. I've been saying this, I don't know how long. Even ESPN said, and I showed you on there. You know what I mean? Like, this happens all the time. And all you guys, you just want to see a fight. You don't care how it's done or, what the deals are. You just want to see them fight. Well, to them, it's a big deal. All right? It is, whether you like it or not. It's ridiculous that you guys just want to see a fight. If you want to see a fight, go outside and fight your damn self. How about that? See? So I can definitely understand that part of how Floyd feels, all right? Also with the media, because, the media doesn't give a damn. As soon as he moves on, they're going to move on to the next boxer and make the next story. That's what the media does. I understand him on that part as well. Overall, I don't agree with what he said. I think it's ridiculous what he said because he needs to have proof. Until he gets proof, he just keep your mouth shut, man. Seriously, it's getting worse. Just stop. And speaking of people who need to keep their mouth shut, Steelers fans, you asked me to talk about this Ryan Clark, Stephen A. Smith thing. And it's interesting because Ryan Clark had a lot to say. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it for you right now to understand his frustration with the media. Not just Stephen A. Smith, but with his frustration with the media first. All right? Let's check that out.
So bad because guys have come on and said things is because you don't respect us intellectually. And let me finish. I've gotten into it with reporters. I've had an incident of face-to-face with a reporter in camp last year because he was trying to ask me questions about the Rooneys. I answered 5 times. No, I have no problem with Mr. Rooney. And I was like, I'm done with you. And I started laughing. I was like, see, I won't let you write that story. And he's like, am I trying to write a story? I'm asking you a question. But see, his problem was that I called him on trying to write a story, and he doesn't respect me intellectually enough that I can do that. And Stephen A. Smith came on and said it. He said, okay, I was waiting for somebody to be pompous and arrogant enough to say it, just so I could come on here and talk about it. He said it. Do they have a degree like, they want my job. Do they have a degree like me? Can they articulate like me? And I tweeted him. I said, I have the same degree in mass communications, and I can articulate as well, and my hairline's not pushed out.
Oh, no, low blow.
And my thing is, it can be a cheap shot, but he said he'll come in the locker room and find us 3400 South Water Drive, Pittsburgh, PA, 50.
What are you going to do about it if he does?
We can talk about it.
Now, like I said, notice that Ryan Clark is talking about the media overall and how he feels or how he's been treated or other players have been treated. And he was waiting for someone arrogant to step in, which Stephen A. Smith did when he opened his mouth. All right? Because why? Because Stephen A. Smith is predictable. That's why. But when Stephen A. Smith finds out from ESPN what was said, ESPN only plays half of the clip on why Ryan Clark is so angry.
Stephen A. Smith came on and said it. He said, okay, I was waiting for somebody to be pompous and arrogant enough to say it, just so I could come on here and talk about it. He said it. Do they have a degree like, they want my job. Do they have a degree like me? Can they articulate like me? And I tweeted him. I said, I have the same degree in mass communications, and I can articulate as well,
and my hairline's not pushed back.
Oh, now come on.
Low blow.
You know, and so,
cheap shot.
and my thing is, it could be a cheap shot, but he said he'll come in the locker room and find us 3400 South Water Drive, Pittsburgh, PA, 15203.
And what are you going to do about it if he does?
We can talk about it.
First of all, I don't know who in God's name told him he can articulate himself as well as me. I don't know what you're sniffing. You're in another world, but I won't even go there.
So already the basis of Ryan Clark's stance has been thrown away, only to focus on the insult and call out of Stephen A. Smith. Now here's the thing, Stephen A. Smith, you opened up your argument insinuating that he's doing drugs. And then you say, I'm not gonna go there. No, you've already said it. Don't backtrack. But you know what? Let's keep going so that we can start this off again. Because I'll put it like this, if this was a real debate, people, him starting off that way, he'd have been thrown off the panel. That's what, 5 seconds? He's already lost. But you know what? Let's keep going.
What I would say is that, unlike Ryan Clark, evidently with his words, I do my homework.
Hold up, you said you do your homework. Anyone remember the previous time I did a video against Stephen A. Smith? He tried to use the I don't know card, and I had to say, as a journalist or as a writer, you should do your research before speaking. You don't remember that? Here's the clip for it.
I don't disagree with a single word that you just said, but there's a bigger problem. And the bigger problem is that, Skip, sometimes, and this is what bothers me, and that's why I felt the need to say what I just said, there are some things that people don't know is offensive. I mean, I don't know the list of things that are offensive to the homosexual community, to the black community, to the white community, to the Hispanic community, to the Asian American community. I don't know.
You already disrespected Ryan Clark, but then you go on to say this afterwards.
I'm not going to disrespect that man like he disrespected me.
You're not going to disrespect him. You already disrespected him in the beginning, and then you go on to say this.
Ridiculous. And I'm going to close by saying this. Skip Bayless and I are friends. Skip Bayless has been a journalist for over 30 years. Let me remind y'all of something. I've been a journalist for 20 years. I'm one at the time of only 21 African Americans in the United States of America that was a general sports columnist.
You know, I'm getting real tired of him always trying to throw his credentials in someone's face. Understand this, Stephen A. Smith. What you do for sports is not that important. You understand that, right? As a journalist, you actually have the power to change things. You can create awareness. I don't see you out there saving lives or, you know what I mean, defending your country or anything that's really that important, if you get what I'm saying, on an everyday basis. You talk about sports, you get on ESPN, and you make fun of athletes. That's what you do. And then you guys try to fall back saying it's entertainment as of late. Anyone saw that knows what I'm talking about, all right? So don't spare, just really spare me all your credentials because they don't mean anything to me. But as usual, even though you say you're not going to disrespect people, in the end of your arguments, you always got to disrespect somebody.
When you can say that, come talk to me. Up until then, you know what you can kiss.
And he loves to talk how he's, for the African-American community, but as soon as they question his motives, he gets mad at them too.
And if a black person out there's got a problem with me saying that, you can go kick rocks.
So pretty much what we have here is a man who doesn't like to be questioned. He's a hypocrite, contradicts himself constantly. If you ask me at this point, this is my second video actually going towards them, it goes to show me more and more that he speaks, he becomes a shell of a strong man. Now, before I call him a spoof of a strong black man, now I'm going to call him a shell of a strong man, period. He's a wasteful human being. He doesn't deserve the airtime he gets. He doesn't deserve all the accolades or the praise he gets. He does not. And I'll talk about that a little bit more due to the fact that if you've been watching on YouTube, we've got all these clowns out of nowhere. Stephen A. Smith, he ethered Ryan Clark, blah, blah. No, he didn't. All right? He just contradicts himself constantly, tripping over his own words. It's ridiculous that anybody would think. And some people are like, oh, Stephen A. Smith, he's a great debater. Where? I haven't seen it yet. I haven't. So you know what I'm doing? I'm going to link this video with the previous video so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, guys? Because this is getting out of hand. It's ridiculous. And it's funny because if anyone watched First Take today, Stephen A. Smith came out again and said, and he said it, and I quote, anyone that's outside of my circle can go kick rocks. That's right. He does not care about what anyone else thinks unless they're his friends. Like I said before, disconnected from the world. And speaking of disconnected from the world, ESPN, you should be ashamed of yourself, because I told you guys before how they keep trying to be hip. These old ass men trying to be hip, and yet ESPN went and did it again.
Same journalist on .com who didn't put the flag.
Yeah, I'm throwing up. Yeah, I'm throwing it up. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, you come on. Are you serious? And then to make it so bad, they go on to talk about Steve Porter.
Calendar turns to May. It's May 1. But April was a busy month in the world of sports. Our boy DJ Steve Porter, his mashup from the month of April should be.
Your boy, really? Is that where you want to go? So are you serious? Your boy. Look, I'll put it like this. All right. I thought, all you guys who defend ESPN, I thought they were supposed to be professional. Your boy, right? Let's get something straight here. It goes to show you they're taking stuff that are hip or from the streets without knowing anything from the streets. Like I said before, taking it and putting it to the white-collar worker while cutting out the blue-collar worker. You have to understand, there's nothing professional about talking sports. Let's get that straight. It used to be back then when people had some type of, shall I say, integrity. Not so much anymore, all right? They're trying to be hip to grab younger viewers or to make older men feel young. That's what they're doing, all right? But they don't want to give the young guys any credit. They don't want the young guys to step into the game. You've got to be kidding me. It's not that hard to do your job, read off a damn teleprompter, or even just have an opinion. Oh, I can't talk, all articulated like him. Come on, man. Come on. I've proven time and time again I can do it myself, all right? Right now, I'm just chilling. I'm just giving you the facts. But you have to be kidding me if you think this is okay. And they're playing with fire. And speaking of fire, actually, I should say under the water, due to the fact that they're in hot water right now. For those who don't know what's going on ESPN, check this out. All right? Apparently, they hired a woman named Sarah Phillips. And guess what? She doesn't exist. So let's get into this, all right? It says ESPN yesterday eventually fired the mysterious gambling columnist Sarah Phillips mere hours after the release of an online report indicating that she's partnered and may committed fraud and even extortion. The report on Deadspin.com also seemed to suggest that the name Sarah Phillips is an alias for someone else. So they hired a person that they don't even know. Let's get this straight. It says, you see, ESPN hired Phillips, who supposedly is a West Coast college student and hardcore gambler. In August of last year, after reading some of her work at popular gambling sites, Covers.com, it says the thing is, no one at Covers or ESPN had even met Phillips face to face. So you can get hired without even knowing, right? Now it says, and it doesn't look like ESPN performed a background check prior to hiring her. So you don't do background checks, and you don't even have to meet people face to face in order to hire them. Thanks, ESPN. But let's keep going, all right? It says the key claim is that Deadspin's story focused on Phillips and her partner. It says Nilesh Prasad. It says recently thousands of dollars from two men, all right, under seemingly dubious circumstances. One of the men, identified as Ben, was the founder of the site NBA Memes, okay? It says Phillips allegedly tried to recruit him to form a business relationship of some sort, but the whole process quickly devolved into a kind of Nigerian fraud-like drama. It says, I'm sure you guys have gotten that email before, the Nigerian prince has some money, he needs your help. Yeah, you know that. Anyways, it says, she and Prasad then allegedly stripped Ben of administrative rights and started their own page with NBA Memes as a gateway. All right, it says the other person identified as Matt was a Covers.com reader who corresponded with Phillips. Matt said he started working with Sarah Phillips on her proposed startup site and also agreed to give Phillips over $2K to help her buy some advertising for the site. Phillips then began regularly harassing Matt and demanding more money. At one point, Phillips even threatened to have the LAPD rob him to recoup $3,000 she said she lost on a bet placed in Matt's advice. You understand what's going on here? The girl is a scam artist that ESPN backed. That's what happened. They didn't know who she was. They didn't do any background checks. She lied the entire time. All right? The link will be in the info bar. ESPN, if you're professional, why didn't you go through the proper channels of hiring people? I don't understand this. It almost makes me feel it's the same thing going on with Yahoo. But you should know better. I told you before, guys, you can't look at ESPN as the end-all be-all. Like I said, they're just people with opinions. They just try to put on an entertainment show at this point. Skip Bayless said himself, it's entertainment. Well, guess what? When you're making fun of those athletes and their families, and they're watching, their best friends are watching, they don't find that so funny. Not at all. So what you deem as entertainment, trashing people, they don't see that as entertainment. And one of these days, one of you guys are going to run to the wrong person. Like Ryan Clark said in the beginning, Stephen A. Smith said, oh, I'll come and see him. You know what I mean? And Ryan Clark gave him the address and everything. And in that same interview, guess what? The same response, Stephen A. Smith said, oh, I don't want to see him. So you said you'll go see him, but now you don't want to see him because you know there's consequences to be paid. That's what it is, regardless if y'all going to sit down and talk. Of course, Ryan Clark can't say he's going to beat his ass on, on national TV. He can't say that. But we all know now that Stephen A. is scared. Now, maybe he'll go talk to Ryan Clark, maybe, months down the line. But right now, he's a coward. You can talk big, but if you're not going to back it up, you're a coward. At least that's where I come from. All right? But let's move on. We'll talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and their drafts. That's right. Let's get into this. All right, guys. First off, Philadelphia Eagles. You had great defensive drafts. I liked all the drafts. I see a lot of women, back in the Eagles. We got Cox. We got Cox. And men are saying, damn, you women got Cox and you're still not happy. You want more. Like, it's been hilarious to read what you guys have had to say on Twitter. It has, all right? I'm for the defensive, drafts. I'm not so happy with the quarterback draft. And I'll tell you why right now, all right? We got a big guy. He's not mobile. You guys have already compared him to Kevin Kolb. Actually, you've called him Kevin Kolb 2.0, all right? That's what he is right now. You know what? I feel bad for Kevin Kolb because, first off, they shouldn't even be letting Andy Reid draft quarterbacks at this point. He's been good once, really, all right? Kafka, you got him late, okay, all right? But understand this. Kevin Kolb almost lost his job earlier this season with the Arizona Cardinals because they were trying to get Peyton Manning. They were going to let him go. So Kevin Kolb would have played for the Arizona Cardinals for 1 year if Peyton would have stayed there, and then they'd have let his ass go. But because Peyton stayed, wanted to go to Denver, they decided, okay, we'll keep him and we'll give him his bonus. Understand, Kevin Kolb's future was in Peyton Manning's hands, not Kevin Kolb's hands. Understand that. Get that? All right, now, I want to talk about this because this quarterback that we have, look, you have to understand. I understand that a lot of people are going to say, we're grooming for the future. We're grooming for the future. Yeah. We've heard it all before, okay? But also understand we've got 3 quarterbacks already on the depth chart. If this kid, unless he's redshirted, someone has to go. There's no way you're going to keep 4 quarterbacks on the depth chart starting the season. Something doesn't sound right. Someone's got to go. And Vic is guaranteed. Kafka, Andy Reid already said he's going to be the number 2 backup. And the other guy we just signed, he's already getting guaranteed money. So where's this going? That's my biggest problem with the Eagles. Other than that, I like the draft picks. I really did. It should beef up the defense. We already had defensive outside rushing with Babbitt and Cole. Now we have an inside presence even more. It works. I don't have a problem with that at all. Okay? I really would have wished they got a safety out there, but a big-time safety, but whatever. We'll see what happens when it comes to free agents and trades and things of that nature. We don't know what's going to happen just yet, okay? Now, I do want to keep talking about the Eagles a little bit more because for those who don't know, Brian Dawkins, that's right, has retired. And he will be retired. He will retire in Philadelphia, and they will have, a retirement ceremony, during the season for his jersey. And if anyone, I'm telling you now, fans, Eagles fans, listen to what Brian Dawkins says because I'm telling you now, those new Eagles players, those young Eagles players, they can learn a thing or two from Brian Dawkins.
I can't believe that people even mention me in the same sentence with these cats that you see up here right here. Reggie White, guy that I looked up to. I can't believe that.
He played with his heart on his sleeve and connected with the Philly fans.
Fans, I thank you because, listen, you put up with me, you put up with all that ranting and raving and hollering, and you put up with that. And you welcome that into your households, into your living rooms.
But that's not all. Brian Dawkins also came out on Twitter last week and said that last season was hard for him to watch Philly fans go through. He said it was horrible that they had to go through a losing season the way they did and also be disrespected by the players. At this point, you should make this guy your ambassador, your PR guy. You really should because us fans love Brian Dawkins and he respects us back. So, seriously, if the Eagles were smart, that's what they would do. Now, I need to move on to the NHL real quick. First off, I want to say 3 overtimes last night. 3 overtimes, really. You know what? Holtby and Lundqvist, they played amazing. You can't even get mad at them. You can't. All right? But it goes to show you that the Capitals, look like they had burned out all their energy. And the Rangers just took them over at the end of the 3rd overtime. But I do, like I said, I want to talk about NHL fan chat. So let's get into this. All right? First off, check this out, guys. All right? NHL fan chat. They sent me yesterday. This is how it all started. Yesterday, NHL fan chat starts blowing up my timeline, right? Because that's what they do. They blow up timelines. all right, with the games and everything. And then they put hashtag HNIC, all right? Now, I got a couple of people asking me about HNIC and how could they say that and things of that nature. I'll explain. HNIC means Hockey Night in Canada. But people in the U.S. and people from the hood, y'all know, HNIC really means, for those who don't know, means head Negro in charge, okay? That's what it means. So, in order to diffuse the situation and confusion, I messaged NHL Fan Chat and said, you do know what it means, right? And the guy said, no, he, running place, he didn't know what it meant, okay? So I said, it means head Negro in charge. Now, I said, I understand if you didn't know that. It's perfectly understandable if you didn't know it. I know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. But the public themselves, don't. And they don't want to be confused. You don't want to, you know what I mean? You don't want to start that type of problem. And he says, thanks for letting me know, and I'll take it into consideration, right? And then maybe 5-10 seconds later, keep spamming it. So obviously he didn't take it into consideration, okay? So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I was like, you know what, after about an hour or so, him keep spamming just that, along with some plays, I was like, you know what, I'm going to unfollow him, which is my right to unfollow anybody I want, right? And that goes for any of you guys as well. So I look on my Twitter today, and I get a message, right, that says, so you unfollowed NHL Fan Chat, right? And this is from NHL Super Guy. Yeah. You unfollow NHL Fan Chat. Way to go. Right now I'm going to unfollow you, and you're going to have 419, 419 followers. That's what he says. So you're going to get mad because I unfollowed. So let's get something straight. All right, NHL Fan Chat. You asked me to follow you. I didn't even know who you were months ago. All right? And you asked me to follow because apparently you caught me talking about the NHL. And then you said, why don't you follow us? That's what you did. And I said, okay, I'll give you a chance. That's what happened. Now, I had said to this guy, I said, this is my response to this guy. I said, so you tweeted me over something petty. I said, even though NHL Fan Chat and I just had a nice talk, because we did. We had a nice talk about things. I said, it's good to know that you unfollow. Because like I said, I don't keep suckers around me. All right? You going to get mad because I unfollow one person, and then you going to send me some message? You got to be kidding me, all right? And I said, and I put it like this. I said, like I give a fuck. I said, I don't know you people. It says you take this shit way too seriously. Get off Twitter, crybaby. That's what I said to him. You have to be kidding me. If you're going to message me and get all mad and rowdy because I unfollowed you, which is my right to do, I'll unfollow anybody I want. Okay? Just like you have the right to unfollow or unsub if you want. You don't need to tell me, oh, I don't like the show anymore. I'm going to unsub or I'm going to unfollow you. I don't care. I don't care. It's not that serious. But a lot of you people think that it hurts me. It does not hurt me. Obviously, it hurts him. All right? It hurts him for some odd reason. I don't get it. But it goes to show you that today's so-called men are soft. That's what it is. They're soft. If you're getting that mad over one person unfollowing, and then here's the thing. He goes on to talk about his followers, right? Now, that guy, NHL Super Guy or whatever, he only has like 106, all right? Like I care. And he said that, he had sent me a personal message at one point saying that I have so many subscriptions on my YouTube channel and so many on Twitter, which I don't even feel is a lot. 419 isn't a lot, but whatever, all right? But he was looking up to that. And I'm thinking to myself, once again, I don't know you. This is before these messages, so I don't know you. I understand you want to try to make some type of connection. I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? But now you're going to get mad. You know what? It's pathetic. It really is. It's pathetic. Anyways, the Flyers play. I'm done with it. The Flyers play, you know what I mean, tonight against the Devils. I went to the game on Tuesday. Flyers played 20 minutes. That's what they did. They played 20 minutes of hockey in the first period. That was it. You could have took Brodeur out in the second and third period, and there would have been no repercussions because the Flyers never made it down their end of the ice. That was ridiculous. Defense showed up. There were a lot of block shots. Brizgalov actually played good. He played good. And the one time he plays good, you don't give him any type of support. How's that happen? How's that happen? All right? And what did I tell you guys? Consistent goalie means a good goalie. When he is taking shots consistently, he's getting into the rhythm of things. That's what you got to do. We saw this in game one. What happened? I saw on Twitter, oh, he hasn't taken a shot. He took like 2 shots in like the second and third period. I was like, at the end of the third period, if they get a shot on him, he's going to give up a goal because he's cold. He's not used to, moving around. He's just standing around. And what happened? They scored on us. All right? We still won, but the fact is, in game 2, the Devils controlled neutral ice. They played, now put it like this, other than that Brodeur play in game one, where for some reason a lot of you people think it's okay. It's never okay to hit a player who's already down, who's been knocked into your crease by your own teammate, all right? And he's down, and you hit him in the back of the head with your stick as a weapon. That's a suspendable offense. I'm not trying to hear it's okay. Oh, he shouldn't have been in the crease. There is no excuse for it, all right? Other than that dirty play, the Devils have played very classy. They have. I'm not going to get mad at them, all right? The Devils played great. They came to play. Now, we go into New Jersey tonight, all right? You got to set the tone. When they played in game 2, I was looking, and even in game 1, I was looking for them to come out like they did in the last game during the Penguins. Come out, hit people, set the tone. You notice in game 2, they never got in front of the goalie. Never. They never caused havoc in front of the net. They never crashed the net. They never shot the slot. Shoot from the blue line again, this garbage. Stop this. It does not work. I don't know how many times I can get so upset, and a lot of you guys said after game 2, I would love to see your initial reaction from it. I'm going to wait because it was only game 2. Now, if this was game 4 or 5, and we're going down, and then I go off, all right? But right now, I'm cool, all right? But the way they played in game 2 was pathetic, absolutely pathetic. Get it in gear. I don't know where you guys all of a sudden you think it's okay to backpedal or get comfortable. This is the NHL playoffs. No team that we face is going to be a cakewalk. Understand that. And that goes for you Flyers fans out there who are saying, oh, well, don't worry about it. We'll beat them. Devils fans came out and said that we will beat y'all. All right? They admitted that we can beat them in a series, but that doesn't mean anything. It's still going to be a tough series. You still have to take this team seriously. And that goes, like I said, for any team. I don't know what's going on here. Okay? I don't. But, like I said, Rangers, Capitals, you guys played a hell of a... I put it like this. If I was a Rangers fan or a Capitals fan, I probably would have had heart failure by the second overtime. All right? There was a lot of shots that the Capitals had that hit off the post, and a lot of shots that the Rangers had that hit off the post. And it was just like, this is ridiculous. It was crazy. But both goalies deserve so much credit for the way they played. It's impossible to even get mad at regardless who won. It's impossible to get mad at them. It really is. As far as I'm concerned, defense broke down on them. That's all it really was. I look forward to the next game between those two because it was just a great game. It really was. Anyways, guys, I'm done for the day. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. Hey, do what you want to do in the comments. I'll talk to y'all as usual. I'll talk to y'all then. I'm out.